We wish to explain to you that which we may call the rays, which you know as ascension. We may also say that this is a moving upwards in frequency. The codes upon your planet are there in place for the energetic deluge or flooding of frequency that triggers the rays. We may also say that the codes within your DNA needed for this raise in frequency are now being activated, both one and the same. There are those on your planet who are being washed with this frequency of light, if you will, that do not respond. It is as if they are encased within a bubble that keeps them at the same level of frequency, and that they are prevented from the raising. This indeed is true. This is the hijacking of their individualized matrix field through complete immersion within the false matrix system, deliberately created to prevent the rays of service to others polarization, and retain service to self power lines as the domineering and predominant force on Earth. Yet we may add that they allow themselves to be hijacked. Yet immersion within the false matrix system prevents them from realizing this, and therefore utilizing the tools around them that are available in abundance, yet hidden from those who do not have eyes to see, that will assist them in becoming sovereign, seeing the false matrix system for what it is, and creating a new light structure around themselves. If they were to do this, the new light structure would catch the light, the incoming light codes, if you will, and they would begin the raise, ascension. There are those who do not allow themselves to be hijacked by the false matrix system. Many are the ones known as starseeds, wanderers, light warriors, or the indigo crystal and rainbow children. These individuals have had a certain protection, or more accurately, a code formation around them since their birth. We may refer to this protection or code formation as the golden seal or the fail-safe program. This code formation or golden seal is a DNA strand of memory that has remained in place, not undergoing the usual amnesia that Earth-incarnating individuals go through. This strand of memory or code formation, we can refer to this as the crystal code, or more appropriately, the crystal gene, for this is exactly what this is, a genetic code or marker, contains memory of that which is outside of the false matrix system. It is a memory of the true reality. This crystal gene contains more than this awareness, and holds a map or a briefing, if you will, of the individual's Earth mission. Ultimately, it holds the memory of the true reality. This prevents the individual starseed, wanderer, light warrior, indigo crystal, or rainbow child from succumbing to a complete immersion within the false matrix system. They may be partly immersed, yet they are fully receptive to the incoming light codes and activating DNA codes, and are thus bathed in light, if you will, at this time in your current time period. There are times when there is an abundant influx or outpouring of these light codes. We may call these frequency spikes. During these frequency spikes, the incoming light codes increase tenfold or more, then return to a steady, gentle increase. These light codes are always presenting on an incline, for your entire dimension or density of reality is now on a permanent incline, or certainly that is the most probable timeline for your planet. The process of the frequency deluge of light codes is not a linear one, and mirrors evolutionary patterns, which are repeated frequency spikes along an incline presentation for a planet or universal sector. There are declines in frequency, and there are inverted frequency spikes also. This has indeed occurred on your planet. Yet currently you are in a permanent incline phase, which is the most probable timeline for Earth. This permanent incline phase is known as ascension. All that we speak of here is part of evolution. From a higher dimensional perspective, this is natural organic evolution that has been chosen and decreed by you and all that is truly you. From a lower dimensional perspective, and from the viewpoint of the third dimension you inhabit upon Earth, this is infiltration, prevention, and deliberate interruption of evolution. We speak here of the declines in frequency and the inverted frequency spikes. Currently, as we have said, you are experiencing an evolutionary incline phase. Yet there are those on your planet who hold a different agenda. They do not want your universal sector to be in an incline phase, for this would mean more and more individuals receiving these light codes, activating their DNA memory streams, and leaving their false matrix system. If this were to happen, eventually there would be so many people leaving the false matrix system that the false matrix system would collapse. The false matrix system depends upon the ignorance of the people, the fear of the people, and the obedience of the people in order to sustain. Well, we are here to tell you now that this is exactly what has happened. Most recently within your timeline, there were enough people that left the false matrix system simply by becoming aware of it and remembering what the true reality looks like. Which means the false matrix system is no longer working properly, if you will. If it is not working properly, then it can no longer be seen as a congruent working system. And when it is not seen that way, it becomes exactly what it is seen to be. The breaking of this false matrix structure has caused a lot of confusion to the people who lived within this system, believing it to be a true reality. They do not understand what is happening to their world around them. Some of these individuals are desperately trying to piece some order into their lives. Others are demanding that order be restored and are rebelling against the system due to the discoveries they are making about the false matrix system that they believed was real. They are discovering corruption. They realise that they've been lied to, controlled, and indeed imprisoned against their will or knowledge. Yet some of these individuals are looking for another way. They are remaining calm, loving, and hopeful. They look for answers in the right places and they find them, for the answers are there. They are everywhere, and once you look for them with a pure heart, with no hidden agenda, you will find the answers you seek. These people then become receptive to the light codes that are being washed over them, and they start to remember, either by an actual memory pathway or an intrinsic knowing that there is a true reality and that the false matrix system does not reflect it. Both from our perspective are one and the same. They are especially receptive to these returning memories and knowings of the true reality during the frequency spikes we speak of. These frequency spikes occur every so often in cycles. You are currently in a time period, your year of 2017, where there are lots of frequency spikes. We can call these frequency spikes gateways or stargates. The reason for this is that you pass through a consciousness gateway, if you will. Your frequency raises much higher in a shorter period of time. Your frequency speeds up, if you will. This period is known also as the quickening or the awakening, and this is the period you are now in. You are currently in one of these stargates we speak of. From your period of July the 21st, 2017 through to August the 27th, 2017, there is a very high frequency raise taking place with an abundance of light codes coming onto your planet and a new code being created within your DNA. We refer to this particular frequency rays as the Emerald Gateway. The reason why this particular frequency rays is so intense is related to certain astrological alignments taking place, coupled with the awareness of all these individuals regarding the false matrix system and thus leaving it, causing it not to work properly. You see, the service to self groups of individuals that created the false matrix system extended it beyond your planet. This false matrix system was extended to levels surrounding your planet and into space, shall we say. This affected other dimensions, parallel realities, and other planets. In fact, it affected your entire galactic sector. If this false matrix system does not work properly on Earth, then it is not working properly in space or in other dimensions either. This means that a new structure can be put in place around your planet and dimension and your galactic sector. This new structure is known as the Galactic Grid. This is not really a new structure entirely. It is the repairing of a very old and ancient structure, if you will. Yet when it reforms, it does reform in a new and unique way. This Galactic Grid is a pattern of energy or frequency that creates a map. Within this map are many gateways and stargates that lead to all different places, if you will, across your entire multiverse. These places are points in time, as well as in space. They are time portals, if you will. When you raise your frequency and begin to remember the true reality, you are able to do things that you have not done in your life so far. You can travel through these stargates and visit other realities, dimensions and planets. Not in your actual physical body, not yet. You will be able to do this in the future. But in your non-physical body. You may know this as an astral body or a dream body. Indeed, it is in your dream time that you are able to do this, also in meditation. This allows you to discover the true reality and the answers to many questions you may have, such as why are you here in this physical form on this planet you call Earth in the first place? It is your divine right to know the answer to these questions, should you want to know them. It is also your divine right to not know. This is a whole other explanation, but suffice it to say, it is this law, if you will, the law of ignorance, the law of separation, and the law of polarity-duality, that has given the service to self groups the platform in which to keep information from you. Your law of ignorance, law of separation, and law of polarity-duality is now overshadowed greatly by the law of clarity, the law of unity, also known as the law of one. This law, once you embrace it, gives you the divine right to know the answers to these questions. The most accurate and truthful way to explain this is to say that you have had this knowledge deliberately withheld from you. The raise in frequency and gateways and stargates, such as the Emerald Gateway we speak of, creates a geometric formation upon your planet, which means that those that would withhold knowledge from you are simply unable to do so any longer. Your divine right to have this knowledge is now fully acknowledged throughout your dimension, and the knowledge is freely available to you. There are steps to take, or a quest to embark upon, if you will, in order to receive this knowledge. This quest is the quest of the heart. The Emerald Gateway presents an outpouring of the frequencies you need in order to embark upon the quest of the heart. This quest is that which we speak of here, known to you as ascension. So at this time we speak of, July 21st to August 27th or thereabouts, these dates are not always exact, the time period we speak of contains very high encoded energies that will create a matching high frequency within receptive individuals. The high frequency affects the heart, the brain, the DNA, the entire body-mind and thus your emotions, and your intelligence levels, creating a match within your entire life on all levels. At this time, there will be a full moon lunar eclipse, followed by the alignment known as the Lion's Gate, followed then by a total solar eclipse on August 21st, 2017. These three astrological alignments create a cosmic trine or trinity, and this trinity is the Emerald Gateway. This trinity is cosmic, yet also it is personal to you, for it takes place within your body. We can call these the Trinity codes, if you will, although they can be given different names. These Trinity codes at the time of the Emerald Gateway, 21st of July to August 27th, 2017, create the first formation for a transportation system around you. This is known as the Merkabah. It is a type of geometric grid that allows you to travel, if you will, through these planetary and dimensional stargates we speak of. This Merkabah is a very beautiful formation, and it is your divine right as a human being on Earth to activate this transformation device. Although there are many on your planet who have already activated these seed points or blueprints for the Merkabah, these seed points become available en masse at the time of the Emerald Gateway, and within this frequency spike or stargate are smaller frequency spikes or stargates within. Universal pattern moves with smaller units embedded in larger units, although in truth these units are all the same size. These units are known as fractals and operate similarly to your Russian dolls, one unit embedded inside another. This is the pattern of the Emerald Gateway. The overall gateway from July 21st to August 27th is one unit, a very powerful stargate. Within that stargate are several smaller frequency spikes. Three predominant spikes or stargates within stargates are the 7th of August lunar eclipse full moon, the 8th of August 8/8 Lion's Gate formation, and the largest, most significant stargate, which is the culmination point of the Emerald Gateway, is the total solar eclipse on the 21st of August. These are the collective seed points or blueprints for the fifth dimensional Merkabah, which is the transportation system we speak of. On a biological level, this is the code formation for a new pattern within your DNA, a blueprint for 12 active strands of DNA. A blueprint for a biological system, humanity, you, based on a crystalline or silicone structure rather than a carbon-based structure. For those who are new to this information, we realise this may be overwhelming and possibly even too far-fetched for you to take in. This is most natural and to be expected, and it is both your divine right to follow this information wherever it may lead, and also so too is it your divine right to dismiss it entirely. Nothing is forced. The forcing, the control, the domineering over others is the way of the service to self system. It is not the natural organic way. The natural organic way is that of freedom, creativity, support, well-being, and most predominantly and most importantly, love. The codes and blueprints at the time of the Emerald Gateway and the lunar eclipse full moon, Lion's Gate and total solar eclipse, creating the cosmic trine or trinity, are now free-flowing throughout your solar system, galaxy, planet and human body. This creates transformation on all levels, from carbon to crystalline, from lead to gold, and from ignorance into awareness. This is the time prophesied by many on your planet for many years, the Golden Age, and this is the time of the return of the Masters. Who are these Masters? Indeed, these Masters are you. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. We are now at a time in our planetary evolution known as ascension. Those individuals we can call starseeds are currently in their millions and are collectively going through this awakening process. In this book, the 9 bring forward memory triggers designed to act as a catalyst into the awakening process. They present a model of working with the individualized matrix field, known also as the Merkabah, through matrix architecture, Merkabah magic, and the golden triad of ascension, presenting an in-depth analysis and explanation of the twin flame consciousness and how this relates to the ascension, as well as providing triggers to the collective memory experience known as Atlantis. This transmission is designed to trigger your multidimensional memory as you begin the construction of the Merkabah matrix and embrace the inner archetype of the architect. The triggers contained within this material are there to assist you in accessing the codes for the new formation of the original crystalline DNA matrix. I, Magenta Pixie, am so happy to present this transmission to you from the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. Divine Architecture and the Starseed template.